Thank you very much. Woo! Thanks, Deborah. You know, when I was younger, I played tennis all through high school and 4 years in college. I was a good player, but I was never really a great player. I was very defensive in the way I played. I was best known for wearing down my opponents by counterpunching. And if you don't know what counterpunching is, it's what you just take what you're given and you give it right back. And although I was capable of playing a better game, that was my game. I carried that experience with me when I came to FAHE. That was still my game, always taking what I'm given in the game, but trying not to lose instead of playing to win. In 2004, I was forced to confront the fact that there are over 100,000 families in Central Appalachia who live in substandard homes that are either overcrowded, lack essentials like electricity and plumbing. At that time, we were reaching about 2,000 families a year, and honestly, we had reached a plateau with that. It was good work, but for all the people we weren't serving, this was insufficient. At that rate, it would be decades before we saw the kind of change we needed to see in just a few years. So what was holding us back? You know some of these lines. You know, if we just had more grants, or if there was a new federal program for that, we could do more. Or if so-and-so would just see it our way. Really, when we took a serious look at that 100,000 number, I realized that we were waiting for the game to come to us. Just like playing tennis, we were the only thing holding ourselves back. We were waiting for something to change, letting our future be defined by what we didn't have, and the families we served just couldn't afford to wait. We had small solutions for a really big problem. Could we be more relevant? 100,000 units versus 2,000? Well, there was a 98% chance that we could be more relevant. We decided to start with the thing we had lots of. That was relationships. Instead of treating them as threats, we decided to treat them as opportunities, and we developed the Berea Performance Compacts. What makes these compacts work is that everyone still gets to play their game, but we commit to doing it in a way that makes everyone on our team better players. It's the linchpin to delivering capital in our region, because so many of our communities have the drive, but they lack the delivery capacity to supply housing and employment and educational opportunities on their own. In a very real way, we're not penetrating markets, we're building markets where there are none. As a result, we've raised our annual investment 5-fold, enabling us to double our impact from 2,000 to 4,000 families a year. Now, this is only halfway to the goal that we've set for FAHE, which includes a run rate of serving 8,000 families every year. What's next for us is to exceed $100 million in annual direct financing. While our region is unique, for the CDFI industry, this approach can be universal. We can continue to demonstrate how a peer-based network model can be an asset instead of a liability, especially in an environment where resources are very limited. Can FAHE's model of aggregating demand across a peer-based network be replicated outside of Appalachia? Absolutely. But only if all the partners involved refuse to be satisfied with incremental change. So here are the keys to making this model work. First and foremost, you better be honest with yourself. Figure out what really matters, and if what you're doing doesn't help you get there, then you better stop doing it. Second, you've got to be bold and decisive. And lastly, you have to start working with what we've got, and we've got to stop waiting on things we can't control. We couldn't wait for the funding to change. Change started with us. I'd like to leave you with my thoughts about what's next for the CDFI industry. We live in a time where the CDFI industry may be the best hope for reviving the economic vitality for millions of families. In fact, I've been in this industry for 20 years, and I'm confident that you all know more than Wall Street about how to successfully deliver capital to the people and the places that need it most. I believe that this is the moment where we go from being niche players to legitimate leaders in the very next evolution of our financial system. Honestly, it has to be. Because if we aren't here to help solve this very problem, then what are we here for? I'd like to thank the Wachovia and the MacArthur Foundation and the Selection Committee and OFN for this honor. I'd like to take a moment to at least thank my family with their love and support to encourage me in this career. Thanks to all of our supporters, but especially the F.B. Heron Foundation, who always saw where we were headed and stood by us for the long haul. My thanks to Doug Smith, Miss Dina Abramowitz, and Jonica Casper, and folks at Achieving Excellence for their guidance and encouragement, and they were the folks who were never afraid to tell me when I was wrong. I feel like I might have talked about myself a little bit tonight. It's not comfortable for me. This honor really belongs to the champions of our office, which is the staff and the board, and of course our FAHE members, and it's a privilege to work with them, and I accept this on their behalf. Thank you.